Hello, welcome back to my channel, or to my channel. In my last video, I showed you how to use the Source Clone plugin to create seamless background music across all scenes in your OBS project or scene collection. Today we're diving deeper into filters, how they work independently on cloned media sources, and the tricky differences between duplicates and references in your project setup. Plus, I'll show you how to add a compressor, or how adding a compressor ensures your background music never overwhelms your mic audio. Let's get started. One common assumption is that a clone source inherits the filters of the original, or the original source, but that's not the case. Filters applied to a cloned media source remain completely independent. So if you add a compressor to the original source, in this example, our background music source, the clone versions won't automatically receive that effect. You'll need to apply it separately. And here we for our first clone source of my background music, and I'm going to go to the filters, and there's no audio filter installed or inherited from the original. And that's what you're going to have to do, is add your filters or your volume control. I also want to talk about if you're copying and pasting, the differences between the two different options that you have is if you copy and paste as a duplicate source works independently, meaning you can adjust settings like volume or apply unique filters, but reference copies remain linked to the original, inheriting all modifications, including filters and volume changes in your different scenes. If you tweak one, all reference copies update automatically. This is useful for consistency, but it limits individual adjustments. And it still does not inherit that first initial clone source, does not inherit anything really from the original in any of the settings or whatever. So your first copy, you want to go ahead and set that up, put in your filters, adjust your volume, whatever you want, and then you can copy and paste it, and that way the filter will be applied to the next copy, duplicate of the first one, and then you can do that to all of them. But if you've already got them set up and you want to go ahead and set up one, you can go ahead and copy the filters and paste them into each and every one. Let me show you. So once we've set up our first clone with all the filters, whatever we're going to do to it, then we copy the filter and go to each other scene where it has a source clone to this and paste the filters into them. Here we are at scene 3, source clone for that, and we're about to paste the filters that I copied from the initial scene. And I will put that inside of the clone source. There we are. My number 3, source clone background number 3, and you see it's copied the compressor filter that was on the first one. And now I'm going to get into what the compressor does and why it's important, or might be important, to you. The true importance of putting in a compressor filter for background music, and in this case we're going to need to apply that filter to each one of our clones, or put it in the original first one and then copy and paste or duplicate it in each scene. Is it's going to be able to balance the background music with your microphone audio. Without proper control, music can drown out your voice. This is where the compressor filter comes in, especially sidechain ducking enabled. The compressor lowers the volume of background music when your mic is active, and the sidechain ducking uses your microphone input to trigger volume reduction. And this ensures clear voice recordings without overpowering background audio. I'm going to show you by example how I have this set up and how it complements my microphone, and in this case, my headphone microphone. The settings are a little different for my lapel microphone and other microphones that I may have in the house. So each one is independent. It's a little bit of trial and error, and you really have to work on it. But these are my basic settings. But I'm going to go ahead in the first source clone, and we're going to set up a compressor right now. Add audio filter of compressor, and let's set that up. And I'll explain a little bit about how I came to these conclusions with this. With a ratio of 6.5 to 1 and a threshold of minus 20.90 dB, I'm ensuring that the background music ducks effectively when my mic input crosses that level. The 10 ms attack ensures the compressor reacts quickly to my voice, while the 405 millisecond release provides a smooth fade back to normal levels after I stop speaking. And my output gain is set to 0, as it maintains the overall balance without artificially boosting or lowering the music. Now I'm setting my microphone as the sidechain ducking source. I'm ensuring that my music dynamically lowers in volume whenever I'm speaking through the microphone. This technique keeps my voice clear and prominent, preventing the background music from overpowering it. Now I'm going to show you my personal microphone settings and how they relate to this. And like I said, it works for me, and it works for my microphone, but everyone will be slightly different, or you'll need to make some changes. But here, for example, is mine. I have everything set up. I have all my audio filters in my mic. Is the gain, the noise suppression, the noise gate, the expander, the 3-band equalizer, the compressor, and the limiter. Seems a bit overwhelming, but it's really not. It's just my effective way of mixing and matching the way this flows. Let me show you my numbers and how I've set this up. Now my gain, I leave at 10.80. That ensures my mic signal is boosted to the right level for me. The noise suppression, good quality, helps reduce the background noise in my room and keeps my voice clean. And I have a noisy room with fans and other things going on, so it's important. Now let me revise my list and swap it around a little bit, because the order in which your filters go are very important, and we're going to be doing that now. And there I go. I revised my little list. I already had it on the screen. But why does gain come first? It ensures that all filters work with a properly amplified signal. The noise suppression noise gate clean up unwanted sounds before shaping the audio. The expander smooths out the noise gate effect, making transitions more natural. The 3-band equalizer fine-tunes the voice tone after noise control, and the compressor ensures consistent volume levels, and the limiter prevents peaks from distorting. I jump back again. I set my gain at 1080, explain that. The noise suppression, the 3-band equalizer with a boost at high 3, a dip at mid minus 3.6, and a slight boost at low 2 adds warmth and clarity while avoiding muddiness. I didn't write that. This is how it's explained. The noise gate with thresholds of minus 32 close, minus 62 open, and attack release hold values ensure my mic only activates when I'm speaking, cutting out unwanted noise during silences. The expander adds a layer of dynamic control, tightening up my audio further. And a compressor at 4:1 ratio and minus 10 dB threshold will help even out my vocal dynamics while letting the limiter handle peak protection. And the limiter at minus 0.10 dB ensures my mic volume won't clip. And that's an important thing. And that's basically what it is. The release, which I have a time of 62 milliseconds in my configuration, that determines how quickly the limiter stops reducing the volume after the signal drops below the threshold. For example, a shorter release time, like 62 milliseconds, or make me a mess, allows the audio return to normal levels quickly, making the limiting effect less noticeable. However, if you set it up too short, it can cause abrupt volume changes. And, you don't want that to happen. And a longer release time would make the limiter hold on to the volume reduction for a bit longer, resulting in a smoother transition back to normal levels. The ideal release time depends on the type of audio you're working with, the speech, music, or dynamic sound effects. And that's the 101 of this. And here it is. I have my background music playing in the background, and it doesn't overpower my voice as I'm making this recording. It ducks it back, it ducks it under, and my voice stays at the forefront. And that's basically how it works. So there you have it. Using source clone wisely means understanding how filters behave independently, knowing when to use duplicates versus reference copies, and ensuring background music never overwhelms your voice with a well-configured compressor filter. I hope this breakdown helps you get a clearer, more professional understanding of what that does, and it might help you in producing better quality products. And if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. If you have any questions or ideas for future tutorials or advices, I'd love to hear them. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this and everything else that goes along with my life in pants.